You need to be doing this one thing every day to become fluent in English. And today I brought you down here because I was going to show you the cruise ship that was in, but apparently the cruise ship left an hour ago and we missed it. So we'll have a different conversation. That's what you need to be doing, is having conversations every day. That's what science, experience, and studies tell us. You can have conversations with people you know who speak English, or you can have conversations with yourself. I used to do that all the time when I was learning Spanish, and it really helped me a lot. Or you could just have a conversation with me. And since we're here, why don't we do that today? And if you have any questions for me, just put them in the comments and I'll check them and make sure I answer them for you. I'm Leanne, and I want to help you learn to speak English out loud. So since there's no cruise ship in today, why don't we take a walk over to Peake's Quay and see what we can find over there. As always, I want to get you warmed up, get your mouth and your brain warmed up with a little phrase. So say this with me out loud. Speak English with me at Peake's Quay and you'll see how easy speaking English can be. Let's try it again. Speak English with me at Peake's Quay and you'll see how easy speaking English can be. One more time out loud. Speak English with me. Speak English with me at Peake's Quay and you'll see how easy speaking English can be. Good. Good job. You're all warmed up now. And if you're wondering what a quay is, it's basically a dock or a pier. It's spelled Q-U-A-Y, but you say it key, just like the word key to unlock something, K-E-Y. So Peake's Quay is where they used to bring in, ships used to dock there and they would unload cargo and maybe passengers. And now there's a restaurant and, well, I'll take you over there and show you. Since this walk wasn't really planned, I don't ask very many questions. So after our walk, I'll ask you some more questions to see how well you understood. I was sitting across the other side of this park. It's called Confederation Landing. And over here, there's a little shelter area with a picnic table. You can see some people sitting there. And then there are flowers and trees. And over on the other side here is Peake's Quay. Zoom out a bit. So you can see the Delta Hotel across the other side. And if I walk up here, you can see the roofs, the tops of these cottages here. And there are 4 floating cottages. They have them here in the summer, and they're actually on the water, literally. You can see how they're sitting on the water there? They're floating, and they have 3 of them have decks up on the top on the other side. They're little 1-bedroom cottages that people can rent right here at Peake's Quay. If I walk along here farther, you can see the Peake's Quay restaurant with the blue awning up at the top. And then there's a little area with floating restaurants there. We'll get a little closer so we can see. So I don't see anyone right now playing volleyball, but there's a volleyball court there, and you can hear some music. I'll go around the other side so we can see better. Right here, there's a map of Charlottetown for the tourists, so you can see where you're going in Charlottetown. It's not a very big city, but there's lots of things to see here. How big is the place where you live? Do you have a lot of tourists that visit? We don't have a lot of people here in the winter, but in the summer we get lots of people coming to visit. Let's take a look around here. So here we have William Henry Pope sitting over here like he's on the front, the bow of a ship or a boat, going out to welcome some of the Fathers of Confederation. If you watch one of my other videos, there were two John Hamilton Gray Fathers of Confederation. I'll put a link to that video here. But this is Pope, and he's here welcoming people. All right, here are a bunch of people with bicycles walking through. It's getting kind of busy around here. Somebody's singing over there, and there are lots of little shops around. Oh, here's a sign that tells you what kind of things they have here. There's a sign here that says, "Come up and try our frozen drinks." So you could go up to Peake's Quay, up the stairs here to the restaurant and get a frozen drink. But some nice ladies were just going by handing out milk, and they gave me a chocolate milk to drink. So I think I'll drink that right now. Do you like chocolate milk? Now we're out by Cow's restaurant, and you can see people lining up to buy ice cream and eating ice cream, and there's the back of their cow. Little fella taking a look at it. So from here we can see where everyone's got their Sea-Doos parked. And if I zoom in a bit, you can see over on the other side, there are those floating cottages that we looked at earlier with the decks up top. And here's where people keep their boats, and a lot of boats are in today because, I guess because it's Wednesday and people are working, so they're not out on their boats. Now we'll walk around the other side of the Delta Hotel here, out by the harbor, and I'll take you over where the 2025 numbers are. So here are the 2025 numbers, and every year Charlottetown changes it for the new year. And people come and get their pictures taken here. And then over there, beyond, there's a big love, if you can see it. And that's where people put locks on there to show that their, to show that their love is locked in. Don't know that it proves anything, but people do it. That was Peake's Quay that we came from, and you can see over there some people fishing off the dock. And then I'm kind of shooting into the sun, so I don't know how well you can see this, but that's the Charlottetown Yacht Club over there where the rest of those boats are. And we'll just keep going around here, and we'll see the other side of the hotel in the back of the 2025. And right across there is where I was expecting to see a cruise ship today, but I was too late. It was already gone, so maybe I'll catch the cruise ship next week. Okay, time for some questions. Can you explain what a key is? Q-U-A-Y, key, not the kind of key that you put into a lock. Pause the video if you need more time. How many little cottages are at Peake's Quay, and what's different about them? I showed them twice in the video. I showed them from one side, and when I walked around, I showed you them from the other side. So tell me a little bit about them. Okay, good. And if you don't remember, go back and watch that part of the video and come back and answer. Tell me something about Peake's Quay restaurant. I'll show it again so you can see. Tell me a little bit about what you see there, or what kind of things they serve there. I mentioned a sport that they play down by the floating restaurants. There wasn't anyone playing it when we were there, but do you remember what that sport is? And is that a sport that you play? And what other sports do you play? Do you have many tourists that visit your city or town? And if you do, what time of year do they visit? Do you see this sign? What kind of things do they have at Peake's Quay? You can read them on the sign. As I was walking around, someone was offering up drinks. Do you remember what drinks they were offering? And do you remember what drink I had? It's something I really like. There were people lined up outside of cows. Do you know what they were lined up for? And can you see what they're eating outside of cows? I really like those. Do you? Especially on a hot day. Okay, last two questions. What are the big numbers all about? What are people doing there by those great big numbers? And then what did I show you beyond the numbers? What was just past the numbers? And what do people do there? Now, if you were able to answer all these questions, that's great. And if you had a little trouble, go back and watch again and see if you can figure out the answers to the questions. I'll try to make a cruise ship video sometime in the next week or so when there's another cruise ship in. In the meantime, I hope you're enjoying these videos, and we'll see you in the next one.